well worth it.
Coach,
Yeah.
for the walk. Yeah, for the-
I'll set it all. I'll set it on the
Okay.
floor. I won't set it.
It's okay.
Yeah. Just call me Elvis. Let's go.
Postgame press conference now. NC State with the 77-67 win over Stanford. Joining us in the postgame press conference is head coach Wes Moore, along with student athletes Isaiah James and Shania Rivers. Coach, congratulations on the win. Great game tonight. We'll open with your opening statement, and then we'll have questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, just obviously really proud of these young ladies. Down 10 at halftime, and we were in some foul trouble, and you know, they just came out in third quarter. I think we outscored them, 25-10 maybe. 28-10. Just really turned the game around. Great defense, and of course, you know, Isaiah was really clicking on the offensive end, and kept going to her. She kept making big shots. Shania, you know, running the show, handling the ball. Again, making plays on both ends of the floor. So. Really proud of the whole team. A great win against, you know, a Stanford team and a Tar Vanderveer coach that I have great respect for, and that's obviously one of the legends in our game. So anytime you can get a win against them, it's special. So I'm really proud of them.
All right, this time we'll open up the questions. We can write down here.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Isaiah, congratulations. What was it that you saw in the third quarter defensively that changed, or did you just feel momentum, or what was it that changed for you in that quarter?
Definitely, we felt momentum. You know, we kept coming in a huddle and just saying, just keep your head up, keep going. Don't worry about our missed shots. Don't worry about the foul calls. Just keep going. Just play our game. And I think we handled that very well.
Go in here. How much
Name and affiliation.
Sorry, Michelle Smith, the next. For both players, how much momentum were you feeling off of their foul trouble when you've got Brinkenary often sitting and not playing? That gives you guys an opportunity.
I think watching their game against Iowa State, we knew that it was possible to get their bigs in foul trouble just watching that game. So coming in, we knew that we needed to attack their bigs. And once we saw that we got her out there, got Kiki in foul trouble, it definitely gave us some momentum.
Lindsay?
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Sanaya, when you took Stanford off the dribble there, just broke down in that great one-on-one play right at the end of the third quarter, I thought, I've been waiting for the NC State guards to do this all game. Did it finally click for you? Do you guys feel like you also were waiting to do that, and then you kind of maybe remembered how good you are?
I mean, it definitely clicked. I saw that it was going down. He called a play for me, read 6 seconds left, and I saw I had the opportunity. I think first half he called it again, but it was just so cluttered down there, and I think I just lost a little bit of confidence. But going into that one, I knew I was going to score it. I knew my teammates were confident in me. They spread the floor, and I just went in confident. So.
Alexa Philpoot, ESPN. For either or both of you, was there a moment this season where it really set into for you that you guys could be capable of getting to this level, especially after you get started unranked in the season, picked to finish 8th in the ACC preseason poll? When did it really kind of dawn on you guys could do that?
When we beat UConn, for me. I was feeling really confident after that game. You know, we came into the season with a chip on our shoulder. We weren't ranked at all, and just for UConn to come into our place and our fans were there, and we just beat them on our home court, it gave me a lot of confidence in this team. I don't know about when it clicked for you.
I say when we went to the Virgin Islands, you know, we had 3 games back-to-back, and I feel like that our team handled those 3 games very well, playing against Colorado. You know, we did our job.
For sure.
We're going to go to the Zoom room now. Ethan McDowell, go ahead.
Hey, Ethan McDowell from the Wolfpacker. Congrats on the win, folks. This is for either player. You've both talked this season about how you're a player-led team. How important is that when adversity hits, like it did in the first half today?
I didn't quite hear the second part.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just saying, how important is it to have a player-led team when adversity hits, like it did tonight?
It's really important, especially in tight games like that one. Sometimes, like, it's hard to hear Coach Moore. It's loud in there, so sometimes we just have to take it upon ourselves to call a play or calm each other down. I think we do a really good job at that. We've done a great job with it overall season, and we definitely did a good job with it tonight.
Hello, Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Your men won too.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys knew that yet.
Yeah.
So I guess what I wondered is like, are you gonna make some sort of plea to TV execs so your games don't tip off at the same time, so your fans don't have to make tough choices?
That would be nice.
No, I think it was good they had it at the same time because back at home they had both TVs up. The whole Hillsborough is packed right now. The bell tower, our bell tower lights up red, and so many fans are out there right now cheering us on. So it feels good to have both teams win at the same time.
That's a good point. I just wish I could have watched the game.
Yeah.
I just wish I could have watched. Yeah, we'll watch the highlights. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for our student athletes? Nick.
Nick Strang with the Oregonian. This is kind of for anyone. Obviously, Stanford's the West Coast team, and Cameron Brink, their star, she lives 20 minutes away from here. Did tonight's game feel like a true road game for you guys, and how did you prepare knowing that this was going to be, maybe a Stanford crowd?
I think we always know NC State fans are going to be in the building. That just shows their loyalty. They're not just fans. They're our family. They're our friends. They're going to show up if we're across the country. It's always going to be at least a couple of Wolfpack Red fans in there. So,
Over here.
Can you hear me? For Isaiah.
Name and affiliation.
Oh, sorry. Jesse Doherty with the Washington Post. When you pull up for that logo 3, could you just... Most people in their lives will probably never shoot a basketball from that distance, so could you just walk us through kind of what's going through your head?
I practice that all the time in practice. You'll see me practicing in warm-up, so just being game ready, and the time came this game.
Ooh, I knew she was going to hit that one, y'all. I knew it. I knew it.
We're going to go back to the Zoom room. Ethan McDowell, go ahead, please.
It's Ethan McDowell from the Wolfpacker. Isaiah, do you know what's the most amount of points you've ever scored in a half?
I want to say 17 against Virginia Tech. I'm not sure. Or something, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
A game where you didn't have any points in the second half and you came out, and that was recent.
I know.
Right? What game was that? You finished with like 20-something.
Yeah,
Coach Moore, what game was that?
I don't.
I don't know.
It was a couple of them.
Yeah,
probably.
it was a couple of them.
Anything else for our student athletes? Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay dry.
All right, the floor is open to questions for Coach Moore. We'll begin right up here in front.
Hi, Coach. Michelle Smith from The Next. I don't think that Tara is going to go for this counts as your first ACC game plan, by the way. Getting Brink and Erie often in foul trouble. How much can you game plan that? How much is it circumstances that fall your way?
Yeah, I mean, let's don't forget, we were in foul trouble in the first half ourselves, and that probably contributed to us having a 10-point deficit at halftime with River Baldwin and Mimi Collins both sitting with 2 fouls. So, but again, we were fortunate. Again, we were able to attack some off the bounce, especially, Isaiah was able to go off the bounce and make their posts have to help and get them involved, and that always helps. And, she hit 10 out of 11 free throws, so that was big as well. But, I mean, we'd watched enough film. We knew she was a very physical player, and that I was talking about Cameron Brinks, and we knew that was a possibility if you could, maybe get her involved in some pick on the ball, some attacks off the dribble by her guards, and so we were fortunate that it worked out that way.
Lindsay.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Wes, the gym felt really dead for stretches. I wondered if you guys felt that. Do you think that's why? I know you were in foul trouble, but also just things were kind of blah. Did you guys feel that lack of energy, and did you try to get them to ignore that?
Well, I mean, you talking about us? We were blah? No. They. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. We traveled all the way across the country, so, we can only bring so many. But, I think that's probably what, I was talking with Tara and with Gino both, and I think that's part of the problem they have with the new format of only having 2 locations. You got a lot of teams that are traveling all the way across the country. That's hard for their fans, families to get there, and it probably does hurt the environment some. But I thought it got real nice and rowdy in the second half. I mean,
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Elvis, what was the halftime message? And was it more of an emphasis to try to get like Brink and Erie off and out onto the perimeter in that third quarter?
no, I'm not that smart. So it was more, about, hey, we're down 10. We've been there. We know, a few possessions, we'll be right back in it. But obviously we got to go out and get some stops. And then we got to, get downhill, get attack mode, and try to get to the rim. And I thought they did a great job of that. But, it wasn't really anything, I'm probably not the most rah-rah coach in the world. I just, made it clear, hey, we've been here before. And, it's halftime. We got plenty of time. We got our people that were in foul trouble. They're rested, so they're ready to go. And, again, let's get a few stops, get a few buckets, and we're right there again.
We're going to go to the Zoom room. Ethan McDowell, go ahead, please.
Hey, Coach. Ethan McDowell from the Wolfpacker. You've talked previously about how much the loss to UConn in the Elite Eight hurt. How much does it mean to you personally to be back on this stage?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, of course, what he's referring to, a few years ago, we were in the Elite Eight, and we lost in double overtime to UConn to go to the Final Four. So, it's great to have another opportunity. You don't always get those. And so, obviously, we're excited to maybe get a second chance here, and we know it's going to be whoever we play. It's, at this point, it's going to be somebody really, really good, and we're going to have to play really well. But it's definitely nice to get a second shot at it. It's just, as a coach, this is your goal from the first practice, to try to get to the Final Four and see what you can do there. So it's nice to be in this position, but we still got work to do, obviously.
So Alexa Philippou, ESPN. I want to ask you the same question I asked your players. Was there a moment for you where it dawned on you that this team could be capable of getting the program back to its second Elite Eight in 3 years and maybe even further?
Yeah, I don't know if I dreamed that big, but I definitely, when you beat Connecticut, I mean, let's face it, they're one of the elite programs in the country. We beat them. And then, as was mentioned, the Virgin Islands was probably one of the best trips I've ever been on. We just had great time over there, great energy. We had River Baldwin, kind of her coming out party. She was the MVP over there. And when you have River Baldwin playing at a high level, Mimi Collins playing well, and then you got these guards here doing what they do, you can be pretty special. Like I said, I don't know if I ever looked this far ahead. As a coach, you're just preparing next game and the process and all that, so you don't get caught up in too much. But definitely, it's exciting to be here, and these players are amazing, what they've done, and they're just so close. I think that's been a big part of our success, the chemistry, the culture. They, genuinely care about each other, pull for each other to do well. And, I see people over there maybe didn't get to play as much or whatever. They're just as excited and happy for the team, and that's pretty awesome.
Take one more question in here, and then we've got one from the Zoom room.
Jaden Watson-Fisher, Raleigh News and Observer. Wes, are you ever surprised at what Zaza can do?
Yeah, she was pretty special tonight, and we just got where we were just running, for her, every possession down. Let's try to, again, get the post involved. So we'll set a pick on the ball and make the post have to maybe help and switch or whatever. But, yeah, when you realize a player is on a roll like that, for instance, the shot she hit from the logo or whatever, you got to just keep going to her. And, that's what we did. It wasn't anything great draw-up play or whatever. It was just, let's get it in her hands, get her in a two-man game with somebody, and here we go.
Go back to the Zoom room. Ethan McDowell, go ahead, please.
Coach, Lizzie scored for the first time since February 11th tonight. What can you say about her stepping up when her name was called today?
Yeah, you always tell players you got to stay ready. You never know. And with our foul trouble, with River and Mimi both in foul trouble there in the first half, we had to have some length to try to match up a little bit. And, threw her in a tough situation. Her and Maddie Cox both had to go in there and kind of, put a finger in the dike, whatever, to keep it from going over us. But again, Lizzie, I reminded her before the Tennessee game. I told her, you got to be ready. I mean, because we may have to have that length at some point. And, she did a good job and held it together.
Any other questions for Coach Moore? All right, seeing none, thank you. Congratulations. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Stanford will be up next in a few minutes.